For votes to count, you must put your choice and a reason as to why. Vote for your favorite commentary, not your favorite YouTuber. Thank you. Final round. Gaming Ethos versus Absolute Pab. What makes COD, despite all of its issues, still a leader in FPS games?
So here I am, finally in the final round to explain one of the most difficult questions this world has to offer us. As high as trying to figure out what is our purpose on this earth. How is it, even with all the hate Call of Duty receives every year, it still sells millions and millions and millions of copies and always becomes a multi-billion franchise every single year? See, I was giving a lot of thought to this, and I had a lot of my scientists in my basement, in my lab, hard at work trying to solve this project. Because if they didn't, they weren't going to get fed, they wouldn't get paid. But finally, we have, after a lot of work and a lot of doodling on the board, we finally have figured it out. So here it is. I just want to say right now to please forgive me for my lack of skill in the arts. This is merely showing you how much Activision puts into their games as a way of demonstrating it through my art form. But let's get down to it. Let me explain to you why this cycle, that's what we're calling it, why this cycle constantly happens. We got to start from the beginning. See, the thing is that the developers suck Activision dry. I mean hard. I mean, they ride that boy 24/7. So because of that, the creative part of some of the developers are crushed pretty much, because Activision wants not a game that's going to be creative, not a game that is going to be inspiring, but a game that will sell tons of copies. And the only way they can do that is to making Call of Duty near to the same every single year, while at the same time making it different. There's 3 pillars Activision stands on when making a Call of Duty. 1, does it run smoothly like every other COD? 2, is there enough stuff to make people believe it truly is different compared to what they bought a year ago? And 3, will it sell millions and millions of copies? The idea of the game. If all 3 of those are a check, then Activision ships that boy ASAP. I mean, shit, if they could come up with an modern ant warfare game for Call of Duty, and it had the same feel and you played as an ant, I guarantee it, Activision could probably sell it to a lot of Call of Duty people, or gamers in general, and sell millions of copies. It could be the most ridiculous idea you could ever think of, but they would sell millions of copies. Why is this? Why is it that we continuously buy this game, even though we see the track record, the cycle? It's easy. Call of Duty is crack. I've said this analogy in some of my videos on my channel, but it's true. Call of Duty is crack. Not only do I believe that they sprinkle a little bit of crack on the disc when you sniff that new case, but why is it? Think back. Just think back for a second. Think of your favorite Call of Duty. Mine was COD 4. So when I played that game, I loved it. I thought this was the best shooter I've ever played in my life. It felt good. The guns were good. Everything was, I just loved about the game. Now, Call of Duty was not perfect, not by a long shot. There were things that were messed up in the game, but it was just a fun experience that even with the BS, it was still a very fun game and connections were good. Now, imagine that as being relating to drugs. That was your first high. That was that adrenaline rush that you just loved, and you just loved the game, and you probably played the shit out of COD 4, whatever your favorite COD was. But the thing that you know, similar to druggies, once you have your first high, you can never reach that same high again. No matter how hard the addict tries, you cannot reach it. It's not possible. You'll never have that same experience, that same feeling that you did when you first played your first Call of Duty that you loved. You just cannot have it. No matter how many attempts or games that you play, it will never feel the same to you. And honestly, that's the same as, a crackhead. And now you're probably saying, well, what does a person do? Well, a lot of people, if they know they can't get the experience, they'll go back to it. So we go back to COD 4. But this is the problem. COD 4 is old. It's been hacked to shit. No one plays it, and it's no longer being supported. So the game is essentially now a terrible game because developers are no longer supported it. There's no more patches, and hackers run rampant in almost every single game that you jump into. So the community is forced to find a new alternative that's being thrown at your wallets, and you're being forced to pay for it because it's the only thing they're supporting right now. Another factor is that COD sells a lot is MLG. MLG has a unique relationship with Call of Duty. Recently, we have seen how Call of Duty has gone for more of the MLG player than the casual player that buys the game. Now, let me say right now, I have no hatred towards the pro scene or anybody who plays pro. As a matter of fact, I respect them because it takes skill to be pro in a game, especially Call of Duty, that for me is just unplayable. But the thing is that developers have taken the playstyle of the pros, or have taken the advice of the pros over the casual player, and barely you hear them at all caring about any feedback from the regular gamer who buys it, that regular person who works that 9-to-5 job and buys Call of Duty with their hard-earned cash. They don't care about that person. They don't care about what they want or what they don't want in the game. They only care about, one, the bigger YouTubers, and the people who have influence like MLG, who can influence the masses who are younger and don't understand truly what the older generation understand about Call of Duty 4, who have played the recent games like Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, that think that's the standard. And as long as this cycle continues, COD will continue to be this juggernaut. Now, unfortunately, it seems like this cycle cannot be broken. The connection of COD and YouTube has also a big influence over COD in the market, and its players are stuck in this sort of cycle. Everywhere you see these players, they love the game, then a couple of months they hate the game, and then by the summer they start playing different games until the next Call of Duty reveals itself and comes out. Thus, like I said, the cycle continues. Similar to what Voss has said, the definition of insanity. Do you know what it is? Let me tell you. The definition of insanity is doing the same shit over and over and over again and expecting shit to change. And when I finally came to understand that, I gave up on speaking up against COD. I gave up on trying to give it another chance. I have had enough of that abusive relationship, and I just moved on and found a new game that I love playing. That's how you break the cycle. But unfortunately, with Activision's marketing team, they are unfortunately so good, that they could tell COD players to buy a rock to improve their KD. Literally, just a rock does nothing. It's just a rock you could go outside and get. But they could convince players to buy that rock, and it would, quote unquote, improve your KD. And unfortunately, the majority of them would fall for it every time. The cycle will continue, my friends. But the real question is, are you going to be a part of it, or are you going to break the cycle? Thank you.
Something's going to happen. What? Something wonderful. Come with me.
Why do we like Call of Duty so much? Why do we love playing Call of Duty? That's a difficult question. Is it the weapons? The maps? The perk system? Possibly the kill streaks? Or score streaks? The pick 10? The specialist bonus? Now you're talking. Is it COD points? Is it grinding out that prestige? 60 frames per second. It's all about the smooth gameplay. Is it really our competitive side? Is it playing the objective? Kill whoring like a boss? Is it the emblem editor? Sorry. The truth is, I think it's all of the above. It's all that and so much more. Crossbow, execution and riot shield gameplay just for shits and giggles. It's unlocking your favourite camo and your favourite gun. It's the campaign. It's zombies all aboard. Choo choo! It's the Royal Teabag. Salty. It was hearing this for the very first time. Oh, the fear of God. Golden Olympia.
They're so beautiful!
4 letters, M-O-A-B. It's the double. COD 4, triple. I'm not even a sniper. It's quick scoping. Come on, admit it. You know it's fun. Oh, it's getting that quad. Thank you. Good night. Playing an objective with some random, and after the match you receive a message. It's not hate, it's hey, good game friend, we should team up sometime. And you think, fuck yeah, this is such a good game. I'm having so much fun!
I'm here to tear down everything around you, and you know what? I'm going to replace it.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Okay. I'm in that 2C limo.